Hey guys, Eric here from the EVH and Gear TV network and of course Rocking Dead, back with another theory that I did not really want to possibly explore. There's so many theories here, we're not going to know what's going to happen to Rick Grimes until 2 more episodes. But last night had some little bit of a shedding some light on it, and I discovered an article today that was shared through the undeadwalking.com, and I'll post a link in the description to this article and you can have a look for yourself. And I certainly have been one of these people that have been fighting this theory since it ever rumored that Rick might get taken away on a helicopter. I just did not want to see that potential possibility. You know, as much as Rick Grimes is my favorite character, I would have much rather seen him, now hear me out before you get mad at me, I would have rather to have seen him be killed and we could deal with that and grieve and move on, as opposed to, are we ever going to see him again? Is he going to be taken in a helicopter and then he might pop up down the road? But there are a few things in this article which I'm going to read to you that is like, okay, wow, even someone like myself who does not want to subscribe to the helicopter theory has got me listening to it at least somewhat seriously. So an article written, like I said, on Undead Walking by Sonia Erna says how Rick could leave The Walking Dead alive based on warning signs. And she says, based on the events in Walking Dead warning signs, this is one plausible theory how Rick can exit the show without dying. Ever since it was made public that Andrew Lincoln was leaving The Walking Dead, fans had been wondering how this exit would happen. Is Rick Grimes going to be killed off? It seemed hard to imagine the series moving forward without Rick Grimes or Carl Grimes. It also seemed unlikely that the show would plan a long, drawn-out farewell for Rick Grimes after giving Carl Grimes a dramatic and emotional send-off last season, with an entire episode devoted to Carl's last hours. Watching their favorite characters grieve for Rick Grimes after the loss of Carl would be very traumatic for fans. But it has been indicated that Andrew Lincoln has his exit planned for a long time, and the show has had plenty of time to come up with an exit for Rick that would leave his story open-ended, so Andrew Lincoln may return in the future for an episode here or there, if not as a series regular anymore. And based on some critically important evidence from the first couple of episodes of Walking Dead Season 9, especially the most recent episode, Warning Signs, last night, it's possible that the clues about Rick's departure have already been given. Here's one theory of how Rick can exit the show but stay alive and the evidence to support it. So the theory, in Warning Signs, fans found out that Jadis, or Anne, is in fact in touch with the helicopter people and that there is another society out there. And it must be a pretty big one if they have helicopters and fuel and supplies to spare. Could that be the Commonwealth? There's a strong likelihood that it is a Commonwealth, which is a society that comes into play later on in the Walking Dead comic. The revelation that Jadis, or Anne, has been giving people to the society in exchange for supplies makes a lot of sense, and give the writers a perfect out for Rick. Father Gabriel followed Jadis/Anne back to the heap because Rick told him to keep an eye on her and because they are in a romantic relationship. Jadis/Anne goes back to the heap, fed up with being mistrusted by Rick and others and wanting to go live at the other group. She radios a helicopter, and they have an exchange which reveals she has been giving them people for supplies all along. When she says that she wants to go live at their community, she is told that she has to deliver an A for that to happen. When Gabriel confronts her, she knocked him out cold, so Gabriel's not going to be her ticket to the new society, but Rick could be. It's possible that Rick goes looking for Gabriel, knowing that Gabriel followed Jadis/Anne to the heap. There he finds Jadis, who knocks him out, takes him prisoner. She called the helicopter, telling the pilot she has an A. The helicopter comes. Jadis drugs Rick and possibly Gabriel to keep them knocked out for the duration of the flight, and they are loaded onto the helicopter. During the flight and under the influence of some kind of drug, Rick hallucinates. This is when he sees Shane, Herschel, and all the returning cast members whose appearances have already been confirmed. When the helicopter lands at the new community, Jadis starts a new life there, and Rick and possibly Gabriel are held there as prisoners and laborers. It's possibly that only Rick is taken and that Gabriel is able to get away and get back to Alexandria so he can tell Michonne what happened to Rick. This gives Michonne a strong new storyline because she will be the de facto leader of Alexandria in Rick's absence, and she will begin the search to find him. This scenario would leave Rick's story open-ended so that Andrew Lincoln could appear in another episode once in a while and provide a little update on Rick to keep the Grimes story going. So here's more evidence. So what evidence is there that the theory might be correct, even though it's pure speculation? It turns out there's actually quite a bit of evidence in favor of this theory of Rick's departure. The strongest piece of evidence is a dialogue in the Walking Dead warning signs. Jadis wants to be taken to the new community, but the man in the helicopter is clear that she needs to deliver an A or a B if she wants to ride to the new community. The next piece of evidence to support this theory is a synopsis for The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 4, which would be in the episode where Rick and possibly Gabriel are drugged and taken on the helicopter. The synopsis for the episode reads, and this is really cool: Rick's vision of a civilized future is threatened by a sudden reckoning with past sins that remain unavenged and unforgiven. Sounds like something that might occur during a drug-induced hallucination, doesn't it? Yet another block of evidence for this theory in the episode is in the episode's titles. Clues to major events in The Walking Dead are often hidden in the episode titles, and episode titles for the next few episodes could be interpreted to support this theory. 903, Warning Signs. 904, The Obliged. This could be a reference to Jada's Ann being obliged to deliver people in order to join the community. 905, What Comes After. This title is most relevant of the bunch. It's been rumored that 905 is Andrew Lincoln's last episode. So according to this theory, 905 is the episode where Rick becomes a prisoner or forced laborer at the new community. The reference to After could be a reference to Jadis/Ann, because there has been other episodes in the past where After has been used by Jadis and in reference to something. In Season 8, Episode 7, Time for After, Rick is taken prisoner by Jadis and held in a shipping container marked A. She takes photos of him saying she's going to sculpt him after. He asks, after what? And she just replies, after. After is in when Rick becomes a prisoner and Jada's Ann takes up residence in the new community. Seems likely, doesn't it? There's also some other evidence that Jadis/Ann already tried to be taken to the new community in Season 7 after Simon and the Saviors slaughtered the Heapsters. Jadis comes across Negan on his own after a fight with Rick, and what does she do with him? She takes him prisoner and he's kept in the container marked A. She goes to her very nicely outfitted container, which we now know is so nice because she's been giving people to the mystery community for supplies. She packs a suitcase, indicating she's not coming back. She takes Negan into an open part of the heap, checking her watch. She's clearly waiting for the helicopter. She has a flare to attract the attention of the pilot. Negan gets hold of the flare and lights it, and they struggle, so she isn't able to signal the helicopter. But now in hindsight, it's clear that she was trying to deliver an A in order to be taken to the other community, and now she's going to try the same plan with Rick, but this time it will succeed. Once again, possible evidence. When announcing his departure from The Walking Dead at San Diego Comic-Con this summer, Andrew Lincoln said, "My relationship with Mr. Grimes is far from over." Andrew Lincoln has also said that he's going to return to The Walking Dead in Season 10 to direct an episode. This is where it gets interesting. That's not that unusual. Several former cast members have returned to direct episodes. Michael Cudlitz directed an upcoming episode in Season 9, but putting out there that he will be directing the episode could be a cover so that he could sneak in a cameo appearance in an episode of The Walking Dead in Season 10 without being detected. He could even still appear in an episode later in Season 9, since Andrew Lincoln recently returned to Georgia. Supposedly, he returned to shadow a director and learn more about directing because the final episodes of Season 9 are being filmed right now. But that could also be a cover to explore his presence, or explain his presence, so he could film an appearance in more episodes. I'm telling you, this is a fantastic article, very, very well written. And I got to look at this person's name again, Sonia Erna. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. A fantastic article, and I don't want to subscribe to this helicopter theory, and it drives me absolutely crazy, and I'm almost somewhat mad at myself for believing in it. It does seem credible, not incredible. It seems credible. It's believable. I just don't want to go down that route, but there's a lot of evidence supporting it. I will leave the link to this full article here in the description down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And what like you people that are fans of Rick, the true diehard fans of Rick, what do you want to see? Do you want to see Rick survive? Do you want to see it open-ended? Myself, I don't mean to sound mean by saying this. I would rather the character be killed off and let us have time to deal with that and then move on. But we're not going to know for a couple episodes. It's only 2 weeks away, so it's not too bad. But I do think it's going to seem like forever. It's going to seem like months waiting for these 2 episodes to wrap up. But anyways, thanks again for checking out the continued videos here, the new segment, Walking Dead, here on my channel. If you are new, please subscribe. I will work very hard to keep you as a subscriber as I was to get you. Please thumbs up and all that good stuff, and we will see you in one of the next episodes. Until then, cheers.